Hi, I'm T.R. Williams, County Executive.
Hi, I'm Keith Durham, Mayor of the City of Lawrenceburg, the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the home of David Crockett.
Hi everybody, I'm Alan Betts. I'm host president of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series held in Lawrenceburg.
On behalf of the citizens of Lawrence County,
I want to welcome you to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series.
PSEC Productions, in association with K2 Media, proudly presents the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV Online. Now live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the land of Crockett. With Cam Mashburn, here's Kevin Kilpatrick.
And we are set for game number 2 of the night for the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Kevin Kilpatrick along with Cam Mashburn right here. We had an exciting game that we broadcast earlier between Westchester, PA and Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Westchester, PA coming out on top of that one, 3-2. But we are getting ready for another exciting matchup between the Eastern Tennessee team, and that is Giles County, Tennessee. They won Tennessee State, and because Tennessee is hosting the tournament, they automatically get in winning state there. But they will be facing a tough California team out of Westchester, California. They lost their first matchup to South Brazoria County, Texas. So both teams coming into tonight's matchup with a loss each. So there is a lot on the line, Cam.
There is, and the Williams Auto Sale keys to the game are brought to you by Williams Auto Sale and Auto Credit. Next time you're looking for a car or truck, go see Bobby O'Reilly for your new set of keys. Yeah, the keys to the game for both these teams, simply win. Because you lose at this point, you're not making it to single elimination.
Can you go ahead and explain how the pool play works?
The pool play, basically, you have 2 separate pools. Whoever has the best top 2 teams out of each pool will move on to the single elimination round. If you win 2 games there, you're in the championship. So this is basically a must-win. If you have 2 losses, you're not advancing. That's just by doing the math. So these 2 teams simply got to win, block out everything else. 1 loss is not going to hurt you. I think you can make it with 1 loss. 2 losses, you're done.
Exactly. The starting lineups are brought to you by First Farmers. For the life you lead, they are announcing the starting lineups on the field right now. And the weather recap, the tournament recap, brought to you by State Farm agent Brad Nielsen. For all your auto, home, and life insurance needs, call Brad Nielsen at 931-762-8181. And we're going to take a quick break, and we will go over the weather forecast, and we will go over the starting lineups with you in just a moment. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
And now our national anthem. There we go. Fine job. Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee with Cam Mashburn. I'm Kevin Kilpatrick from our Parks Lumber broadcast position at Tom Cruise Field. And Giles County team will be the home team, and the Westchester, California team will be batting first. And let's go over their starting lineup. Michael Gonzalez is leading off and playing center field. Morales will be at shortstop. That is Adrian Morales, and he's batting second. Joe Fortin is batting third. Ryan Gervais is the cleanup batter, and he'll be playing first base. Catching is Kennedy Guillen, and he will be batting fifth. And in right field is Max Sterner. He is batting sixth. Hunter Lynch is batting seventh. And Glenn Gardner is batting eighth. And Garrett Spikuza will be rounding out that lineup right there. And our field conditions, I tell you what, Cam, it was a remarkable, some would call it a miracle that they got the fields ready to play considering all the rain we had.
Absolutely. Over the last couple of days, starting late yesterday evening, which it wiped out the games for Friday, and this is what we're playing here is the Friday games. So the Saturday games have been moved to tomorrow, but we've had 4 inches of rain in that time period for this right here at this location. It is remarkable that the fields are even playable at this point because at about, I'm going to say, 4 o'clock this afternoon, Central Daylight Time, it was unplayable for sure. It was underwater. The tarps did their job, but at the same time, there's little pinholes here and there.
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
And the dimensions of the field, 322 down the right field line, dead center is 370 feet, and down the left field line, 327 feet. This look at your field conditions and dimensions brought to you by ExpressMed Urgent and Primary Care. Convenient, fast, painless ExpressMed. Are you sick? They are quick. And we are just about set for action.
Yeah, and real quick, let's go over the Martin Methodist College weather report. Martin Methodist College providing an education that's personal. Temperature right now is set at 74 degrees, a 2-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the east. Humidity is at 81%, and it feels muggy.
It does.
It does feel muggy.
Hunter Rose is pitching for Giles County. Again, getting into the tournament by winning the State of Tennessee tournament. These kids, by the way, age 13 to 15 years old. The majority of the kids are going to be upwards of 15 years old, though, for this tournament, as you can imagine. And we have seen some impressive play. Hopefully the field conditions tonight will not be detrimental to these kids out here. The last game we saw a little bit slow on the infield.
It is, and yeah, and the biggest thing I've noticed is when the kids slide into the base, they don't go very far. The top part of the dirt is dry as it can be, but the underneath is still pretty wet. And they were just plowing. That's the best term I can come up with for, being in a state that's, a lot of farmland. I've seen plows not do as well as some of the kids were doing as they were trying to slide.
Michael Gonzalez leading off for Westchester, California, taking on Giles County, Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. We are underway. Pitch number 1, inside for a ball.
The big question with Giles County was, they only had to win state to get here. It was, do they belong? And I believe they do. After a very tough Sarasota team in their first game, they matched up very well, played a really good game. Come up a little bit short on that end. Sarasota absolutely dominated Montana tonight on the other field.
The 2-0. And it's 3-0 quickly. Hunter Rose having difficulty finding the strike zone.
Curve just a little bit down in the dirt. You'll see a lot of breaking balls from both these clubs.
Westchester, California wearing the white uniforms with the red lettering and the navy blue and white leggings and the royal blue helmets. Red numbers. If you're listening to us and you'd like to watch the telecast, you can go to xsportsradio.com. Click the link right there on the page and go to the game that says Eastern Tennessee and Pacific Southwest and click that link right there and you'll find us. Leadoff walk, Michael Gonzalez on board.
Of course, Thursday night's game, Giles County wore the old school University of Tennessee uniforms representing East Tennessee.
reminiscent of those whole old Houston Astros
It is,
unis.
very much. A lot similar to what Lawrence County wears. Both teams make them look good, but tonight they're going for their more traditional gold and black. That's what we're accustomed to seeing Giles County in.
Of course, Cam and myself are from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and we also do the football games for the Giles County High School football team, so we're accustomed to seeing them, and yes, their uniforms are gold and black.
Of course, this Westchester team looked really good, but they got a matchup against Texas, and Westchester led most of that game. And South Brazoria County ended up having a big top half of the seventh and ended up knocking off this California team. Of course, tonight we're airing on 106.7 WKSR out of Giles County. We appreciate you tuning in.
The runner goes. Carmen with the throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Gonzalez.
If you're in the Lawrence County area or on the TuneIn Radio app, you can check us out on 103.1. And, of course, xsportsradio.com is where you can find the live feed of this broadcast.
2-0 to Adrian Morales. Joe Fortin is on deck.
All of our replays tonight are brought to you by Vision Center. And that was a good look at that stolen base right there. For those of you streaming us online, all of the games can be found here at the ballpark at the P-Sec production booth on the Midway. You can buy each game separately via DVD, or you can buy the tournament as a whole.
Hunter Rose from the stretch. The 2-0 delivery. In the dirt. Scooped by Carmen, though. No score early on, top of the first inning. The Pacific Southwest team from Westchester, California, taking on the Eastern Tennessee representative in the form of Giles County, Tennessee. That ball's in there for a strike.
This is the same, I believe, the same home plate umpire. No, it's not. It may be. I can't remember. It appears to be the same one that had the very generous outside strike zone that Giles County had the other night in their late nightcap game.
That ball lifted behind our broadcast position and out of play. Of course, the umpires, the best of the best in the Babe Ruth officiating crews.
It's really hard to tell with the home plate with his mask on. You're basically going off body shape whether it's the same one, because I've not seen his face yet, so I'm pretty certain it's the same guy, and he did a really good job. He was very consistent. He was pretty generous giving that outside strike.
Full count. That ball's outside, taken for a walk. 2 walks to start the game for Hunter Rose.
And we've seen this late Thursday night in Giles County's first game. They had a little bit of trouble locating the strike zone.
The big lefty, Joe Fortin, comes to the dish. Wears number 24.
Chris Stockwell, I need you on the radio, please.
You know, I was walking around a little bit while ago and walking around some of these kids that we had just called the game for, and I'm like, I didn't think he was that big.
Yeah.
These are some big kids out there.
They are some big kids.
Low and away.
Of course, we had one earlier who had a full beard. For a 15-year-old, that's pretty impressive. I've not seen that on any other player so far in this tournament.
A lot of these kids have bright futures ahead of them in collegiate athletics. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Nice slider.
Runners on first and second. No outs. Top of the first inning. Westchester, California batting. Double steal. Throw down to third. Not in time. Double steal successful. Runners at second and third.
Westchester being very aggressive on the base paths thus far, and the Giles County coach and catcher want to have a word with their pitcher, Hunter Rose. Just maybe to calm him down. Westchester, of course, is the home to LAX. If you've ever flown into Los Angeles, chances are you've flown into LAX, and Westchester is the home of that airport. The entire airport lies within Westchester. Mostly a residential area, sitting there right outside of downtown Los Angeles. And, of course, we didn't know this, but I found out before the game that Westchester's pitcher, which is the ace of the staff, I'm assuming it's Glenn Gardner, was not available for the first game. He was at a showcase. I had to get some I know it was one of their ace pitchers, but he has flown in and is here.
There's a wild pitch, and a runner will score. Westchester on the board in the first inning, 1-0, as Gonzalez comes in to score.
He was not able to be at the Thursday game because, like I said, he was doing a showcase for a national traveling team, and
that's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Swing and a miss, full count to Fortin.
He is here tonight.
The full count delivery is fouled sharply out of play, probably over into the adjacent field.
Yeah, that gets kind of dangerous at that point when they pull one foul that sharply, and they've got some extra stands set up for the main field, and it was right in the thick of that.
Fortin, 1-2 in his previous game. He's going to line that one into right center field for a base hit and an RBI as Morales comes in to score. 2-0 Westchester.
Very nice piece of hitting.
That is the first baseman, number 5, Ryan Gervais.
Hunter Rose has yet to record an out, walked the first two batters, and now gives up a base hit into right center.
Hunter is a lefty.
Gervais, the cleanup hitter, now batting. That one's in there for a strike. 1-0, or 0-1.
Nice slider there from Hunter Rose. Down the inside portion of the plate.
You can see the air is becoming a little thick, and of course that could be some residual smoke from the fireworks display just a little while ago.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what that is.
Check on the runner. He is just in there.
Very nice attempt to pick off from Mr. Rose. Yeah, I believe that the fog that's coming in, the haze that you're seeing, has a lot to do with that firework. And I kind of brought that to some of their attention. I was like, do you guys not think that's going to present a problem? And they kind of dismissed it. Didn't think it would be an issue.
0-1 count. Timeout called.
I don't think it's affecting the vision too much. It may be a slight hindrance, but I think we're still definitely within safety realm with the haze.
Another pickoff attempt. Fortin back safely.
Of course, with the humidity up around 83%, it's going to hold a lot of that smoke in. It's going to hold it down. It's not going to be able to escape like it would in other parts of the country.
The lefty Hunter Rose from the stretch. Delivers. High and away. 1-1. A lot of fans from Giles County, Tennessee in the stands tonight. Of course, only 17, 18-mile drive. The runner goes, and the ball is in the dirt. There will be no throw. Stolen base for Joe Fortin. That is 3 stolen bases thus far. Check that, 4 stolen bases off the catcher for Giles County, Dylan Carmen. Of course, it has a lot to do with the delivery, too, from Hunter Rose.
Taking a little bit longer. He was paying attention to him, and the one time he didn't throw over, he takes off running and ball in the dirt, and he wasn't able to scoop it up and get the throw off.
Michael Gonzalez with 2 stolen bases, Adrian Morales with 1, and now Joe Fortin with 1. The 2-1 pitch is lifted out of play, 2-2. Westchester, California on the board early. 2-0 is our score in the top of the first, and Giles County has yet to record an out. The 2-2 lifted out of play. Just over the heads of some of the Giles County faithful. Thank goodness for netting.
Yeah, absolutely. The Nets have done a very nice job so far in this tournament.
Of course, a lot of these kids running down these balls would like the souvenir, but they are requesting they all be turned in.
That's right.
Probably have to recycle a bunch of those. Get them back in the games if they're still in good shape.
Absolutely.
There's a wild pitch. The runner will advance to third. That is Fortin on to third.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I'm not sure if that's going to go as a wild or a pass ball, but regardless, you're talking about the baseballs they're wanting to return. It's because they've got the World Series logo on them. They got the blue and red stitching on them. They're very nice balls. And you can actually purchase those at the souvenir tent located on the midway here at the ball field.
You know, with all the foul balls hit, they could create a black market. That may be why they're wanting to turn them in.
I think that's exactly it, because they're selling them.
All right, base on balls for Ryan Gervais. He reaches, and that is the 3rd walk of the inning.
This is the 2nd visit thus far this inning, and he is done.
He is going to leave the game, will Hunter Rose. We'll come back with the new pitcher after this break. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story & Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story & Lee.
We know when we come into Story & Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story & Lee.
Story & Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee. Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
And this call to the bullpen brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee and Lawrence and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. Hunter Rose exits in the first inning, recording 0 outs, and Sam Carden will now be pitching for the Giles County squad. 2-0 is our score as Westchester is leading Giles County, Tennessee in the top of the first inning. No outs and 2 runners on, first and third. Foul tip.
Yeah, Hunter, he only gave up 1 hit. He issued a couple walks. I think at least 3 walks, and had a few pass balls that allowed runners to advance. And it sometimes it's just not your night.
Carden with a delivery, and that ball's a little bit high. 1-1. Kennedy Guillen is batting the first, the catcher for Westchester. Wears number 3.
You hate to see anybody struggle, especially at this age. And, he'll learn from it. He'll come back. That was a nasty pitch.
It sure was. 1-2.
Nice curve. But, yeah, Hunter will learn from it. He'll come back. Just like all these kids were. Anytime you struggle, you just got to find a way to getting better and getting back out there and fight through it.
That ball hits the batter. Kennedy Guillen will be on first. Hit him right in the backside. So we got 3 walks in the first inning and a hit by pitch. And 4 stolen bases thus far for Westchester.
Of course, we've seen this Thursday. Westchester left a lot of runners on base. Had an opportunity several times to break that game wide open. Just didn't get the timely hitting. They are really threatening now with no outs.
Max Sterner will come up with the bases loaded. No outs. First pitch is a strike.
It's nearing 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. I believe it's only going to be 8 o'clock in Westchester. So they're just now past dinner time.
Hopefully folks are watching us and having dinner while watching the game.
Yeah, and if you're watching, we want to see your where you're watching from. If you're listening, tweet hashtag BRWS15, and we'll get your tweets on the air. Or you can tweet at X Sports Radio.
Sam Carden with a nice curveball in there.
Yeah, man, he's got a nasty curve. That's for sure. And we want to see you watching these games, where you're watching them from, so you're set up. We've had listeners from all over the country already tonight.
The 1-2. Punched into left center field. Will drop for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes another runner. The throw is cut off. 2-run score, 4-0. Westchester leads. RBI single, 2 RBI single for Max Sterner.
Batter's the left fielder, number 30, Hunter Lynch. Nobody out.
Giles County's really in a pickle at this point in the game. They've only given up 2 hits, but they're down 4-0.
Yet to record an out. 7th batter of the inning at the dish in the form of Hunter Lynch. Runners on first and second. Low and away.
And the haze we were just mentioning about 5 to 10 minutes ago has kind of subsided. Other than that, or my eyes are getting used to it. It's kind of dissipating a little bit.
Carden from the stretch. The delivery. Foul tipped right back at us. That was like in 3D, wasn't it, Cam?
Yeah.
Why am I so jumpy?
I don't know. I closed my eyes. I want that ball, though. They're selling them for $10 a piece.
On the black market.
On the black market. On the black market, I'll sell it for $5. No. No, I'm keeping those. Souvenir for the broadcast team. Ball boy amply come got that ball.
He's on to us.
He's on to us. He knows what we're doing.
The 1-1 count to Hunter Lynch. Rips a shot to shortstop, and he handles it. Will throw on to second for 1, and they record their first out. Nice play by Bryce Gibson on to Hatfield at second for the first out of the top of the first inning.
Very nice play. We've seen a lot of infielders struggle with the field a little bit. The ball kind of just sinks in a little bit, especially third baseman so far in this tournament. We've seen third basemen have a lot of trouble with balls going between their gloves and between their legs. It makes you wonder if it's something to do with the grass, kind of kicking in a different direction than what they're accustomed to.
Glenn Garner now batting, and that ball is foul tipped as Hunter Lynch was running. He'll have to go back to first.
Yeah, Westchester had the hit and run going. He can't forget about that runner on first, and we've seen that a few times. Teams are willing, and when they got runners at the corner, they're going to send that guy on first, and a lot of the defensive teams are willing to let them have it. Let's see if Giles County will try to hold him or if they'll even attempt to throw down.
And there's a wild pitch. The runner comes home. Here comes Guillen, and he stops short of sliding. He is in safely. 5-0 is the score. Westchester leads Giles County in the top of the first.
Right now, if you're Giles County, you just want out of this inning any way possible.
Hunter Lynch advances to second on the wild throw. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the first inning, 5-0. Westchester leads over Giles County, Tennessee. Foul tip to Glenn Gardner. 1-2.
You can hear it's the ball boy comes behind us. You can hear the field behind home plate squishing. It's still pretty soggy. Of course, it's a little lower back here than it is elsewhere on the field. This is kind of where the water puddles up.
The runner goes, another hit and run, but the ball is lifted out of play behind the stands.
And earlier today when they were working on the fields, I walked out into right field, and it was really soggy. I didn't get a chance during the fireworks display to get out there and see how it was, but it was really soggy. The rest of the outfield was pretty good shape, except for directly behind shortstop and second base in that area. It was pretty soggy out in the grass sections of it. So that's something to keep an eye on. It could present problems as this game moves forward.
Sam Carden from the stretch, the 1-2 delivery. Instead of check on the runner at second. Can't talk enough about what a great job this crew did getting these fields ready.
Absolutely.
I didn't think there was much of a chance at all of playing ball today at all.
No, this morning when we got here.
Foul tip at the plate, and he stays alive. Glenn Gardner does.
I believe that would have hit him.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he swung at the last second on that.
Absolutely. Of course, he's the pitcher. When we got here this morning, of course, it was just a constant drizzle. We were going to try to get last night's games in this morning, and it quickly became very evident that wasn't going to happen.
Another ball lifted, foul out of play, and into the stands to the right of our broadcast position, and caught by a young fan. Hopefully he remembers he's got to turn that bad boy in.
I don't think he does. I think he's going to hang on to that as a souvenir.
I wonder if they'll give him a snow cone when they turn it in.
They used to do that.
The runner goes, another hit and run. Slow roller to third base and on to first for the out. Out number 2 for Giles County. Glenn Gardner thrown out at first. Fine play by the third baseman, Young, for Giles County.
That was a very, very nice play by Mr. Young. Very good arm over there at third.
Yeah, you didn't think as slowly as the ball was hit that they had much chance of getting him out.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
He winged it over there.
Man, he had a cannon coming out of that hole.
The 9th batter of the inning for Westchester, Garrett Spacuzza, is at the dish. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 5-0 is our score. Westchester leading over Giles County, Tennessee. That ball gets away from the catcher, Carmen, but he is on top of it pretty quickly. Lynch stays put at third.
Keep in mind, if you're watching tonight's game, use hashtag BRWS2015 or BRWS15 is a preferred one. Tweet us where you're watching from and maybe a picture of your setup. You can also tweet at X Sports Radio. We'll get your tweets on the air.
2-1 count to Spacuzza. Carden with a delivery. That ball is poked foul down the right field line.
Giles County now is 1 strike away of getting out of this inning. You know, if they can just get out of this top half of this inning and try to regroup, get these bats going. They've not even had a chance to bat yet. And we've been going into this game for probably
about 20 minutes, I think.
20 minutes, yeah.
And that ball is lifted, a bloop shot into right field, and it falls just foul. Pacusa will come back and pick up his bat and try it again.
Yeah, you could tell the right fielder was having a little bit of trouble tracking that one down. As I mentioned before, that's pretty soggy over there. And it's when I was walking through it, I wasn't running. I was just walking, and I was sinking in, and I was splashing under my feet. And I was throwing up a nice little stream. But I'm sure it's dried out since that point.
Carden with the 2-2 pitch. And that one is a fly ball to right field and handled ably by the right fielder Harris for Giles County, recording the third out. 5-0 is our score. Westchester, California leading over Giles County, Tennessee. Bottom of the first. Coming up next, this is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Your starting lineups are brought to you by First Farmers, for the life you lead. And batting first for Giles County, Tennessee will be Miguel Hayes. He is playing center field. Sam Hatfield bats second. Blade Matthews will bat third. He plays left field. Max Jett is batting cleanup. He is the first baseman. Mac Young is batting fifth. He plays third base. Bryce Gibson is the shortstop, batting sixth. Dallin Harris is batting seventh, and he is the right fielder. Hunter Rose is the pitcher who was lifted earlier. There will be a replacement for him. And Dylan Carmen is the catcher, and he bats in the number 9 position. Giles County, all they can do is have fun at this point. They're down 5-0. They just got to get a couple across, try to get back in this thing.
That's exactly right. They're not out of it. It's 5 runs, but as we've seen before, 5 runs can be had very quickly against this California team. They gave up 5 to Texas, or actually they gave up 7, I think, in the top of the 7th in game 1. But, you know, Giles County hadn't even had a chance to hit, so this is by far not over.
Gardner is pitching for Westchester, California. He deals the first pitch, and it's a ball. The 1-0 count. Now 2-0 quickly to Miguel Hayes. We've seen Miguel Hayes, and he's able to handle the bat, and speedy runner, too, for Giles County.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're talking about just have fun. There's 2 ways, 1 or 2 ways you can handle this. You can either have fun with it and enjoy your time, or you can let it eat at you. If you let it eat at you, you're not ever going to come back. You've got to just have fun with it and relax. I think that's all you got to do is just relax.
Miguel Hayes 1 for 4 in the opening night of action on Thursday night. The 3-0 count. And he will reach on 4 straight balls. Hey, that's all you can do.
That's right.
Good job being patient up there.
I did not get a confirmation if this is the pitcher that was I was told was at the showcase. I just knew that there was an ace that didn't play in the first one, that he would be pitching tonight. They thought. We're going to try to get a confirmation on that. But thus far, Gardner struggling a bit.
And he's That one is called for a strike, and Miguel Hayes off and running. He'll be at second with no throw.
Got a pass ball.
One man on, no outs, bottom of the first inning. Giles County trailing 5-0 to Westchester, California.
This is almost a mirror image to how the top half of the inning started for Giles County. Put a runner on, wild pitch, gets a runner. So I guess that was a pass ball considering it went for a strike. But it moved the runner up, and
may have been a little communication issue there between Guillen and Gardner.
It may have been.
Guillen goes out to talk to his pitcher, maybe straightening out the signals.
Very much could be. If you're expecting a fastball and get a slider or a curveball, it's surprising.
That ball's in the dirt. Well blocked by Guillen.
So far in 2 batters, he's only thrown 1 strike, and it was a pass ball. So it's not starting out the best for Westchester.
As we are in the bottom of the first inning, Glenn Gardner cleaning the mud out of his spikes. Obviously going to be a lot of mud in spikes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Sarasota-Giles County game Thursday night took close to 3 hours. We're on pace to break that at this point. Let's hope.
And Hatfield calls a timeout right on cue.
Well, I mean, hey, yeah, he apparently overheard me, and it was like, hey, we're going to make you stay here all night, which we've been here all day trying to wait out this rain. And these players, man, it's got to be tough on these guys to be sitting around all day thinking, when am I going to play? And I was talking to some of the kids earlier, and they're chomping at the bit to get out here, man. They've been waiting all day to get these games started.
The 1-1 delivery from Gardner. Inside, 2-1.
This little two-seam fastball. Just missing. He seems to be struggling with that two-seamer right now. And, of course, the two-seam is different than the four-seam, and where the two-seam's got a little more movement to it.
That ball is low, 3-1.
There's the two-seamer again. He's just missing low with it.
Giles County doing their best to get some runners on and try to get back in this thing. We'll get you a scoring update from the other field between Lawrenceburg and Pittsfield, Mass. Just heard some roars from the crowd, so some action going on over there. We'll get a check on that for you in just a moment. But there is another walk. Both pitchers and both pitching staffs, I would say, struggling as Giles County had to lift their starting pitcher already for a replacement pitcher. But now Gardner has walked 2 in a row for the California team. And coach is going to come out and talk to them and try to settle him down just a little bit. Runners on first and second for Giles County as they trail 5-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, and it's, we've seen a few pitchers thus far on this particular field struggle. It seems like on the main field that they've had some really nice pitching performances. And of course, we saw Esposito for West End or Pennsylvania earlier tonight put on a pretty dominating pitching performance. Had a couple wild pitches, was be his only flaw, but had 6 strikeouts in the game. He had a really, really nasty two-seamer and a slurve he was throwing.
Yes.
And it was just, man, it was a great – when he was on, it was really pretty and it was really well located. These pitchers here tonight, it could be just maybe they're just mentally tired from having to wait all day at this point. And it's
got to be exhausting because, like you're talking about a while ago, they're so amped up to play these games, and then it's like, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait.
And, these starting pitchers have probably got up for a game, got up yesterday and get through the routine, got up this morning. You got to prepare yourself not only physically but mentally for those games, and they've been preparing themselves for a while now.
Miguel Hayes runs on the pitch, and it's a wild pitch. And also scooting on down to second is Sam Hatfield. So we got runners at second and third for Giles County with no outs in the bottom of the first inning. Giles County threatening.
This is identical to the top half of the inning. And we do have a scoring update from the field. In the bottom of the first, it's 7-1 Lawrence County.
Woo!
Yeah. And they've only got 1 out.
There's a chopper between short and third. The shortstop scoops it up, and we'll get Sam Hatfield in a rundown. He will be tagged out. But nonetheless, an RBI and Giles County on the board. So that will go down as a fielder's choice for Blade Matthews and an RBI.
Back on the other field, Pittsfield, of course, had the no-hitter. They pitched Thursday evening. They have allowed 6 walks so far in the bottom of the first. So a complete 180 of what happened Thursday evening for Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Max Jett comes to the dish. He takes strike number 1.
I asked for an update for that game. I texted about 3 people because I couldn't get a response from our normal suspects and got about 15 responses at once. So it's pretty interesting. Found the right crew this time, apparently.
5-1 is the score. California leads over Eastern Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. We're in the bottom of the first inning. 1 away. Max Jett, one of the coolest names in the tournament.
It is, man. And it is an awesome name.
He is the big first baseman for Giles County. The 2-1 delivery coming from Gardner. Inside, fouled out of play, nearly into the Westchester dugout.
Yeah. You think about these kids and where they're from, Westchester, California, and Giles County, Tennessee. Could you get two groups of kids raised in more different elements and cultures than these two teams?
Of course, Giles County is about 17 miles down the road from us, as Jett hits a chopper over to third and ably handled by the third baseman, but he throws it in the dirt. Gervais not able to handle the throw at first. He almost picked it clean, could not hang on to it. That will go down as an error on Fortin.
And there's 2 things happening there. The ball's probably a little wet from the chopper coming through the infield. So he loses his grip. The third baseman does when he's throwing it the first. And the first baseman does a nice job of dropping to one knee to try to pick that. But that ball, when it hits the ground, probably sinks in a little bit different than what he's used to. Of course, in Southern California, probably not getting a lot of rain, especially with the big drought California's had over the last few years. So he's probably used to playing on a little bit more true fielding surface, and that I'm sure he just misplayed that just because of the ground.
There is a grounder to short, on to second, and to first for the double play. Westchester ends the threat in the bottom of the first with a double play. 5-1 is our score. Westchester leading over Giles County, Tennessee. Top of the second on the way. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X-Sports Radio Network and X-Sports TV.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
We are back at the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. 5-1 is our score. See some of the fans munching on their ice cream.
I think we know who those 2 boys are.
Oh, they look kind of familiar to me. Maybe my twin sons. Lots of treats to be had here at the ballpark. And Cam, you've had how many sandwiches have you had?
A bunch. As we look at Kevin's 2 boys again eating their ice cream, man. I had 3 prime rib sandwiches Thursday night. I've had a barbecue sandwich. There's a ball. Giles County fans wanted that one to be a strike. I agree with the umpire there, I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, as we come to the top of the second inning here, and the top of the lineup, as Westchester, California had 9 batters come to the dish in the first inning. Michael Gonzalez leads off, and in his first at bat, he was hit by a pitch. He walked, and he had 2 stolen bases. He stole second, he stole third, and he scored on a wild pitch. Oh, nice block there from Carmen.
Very nice. And talking about the food we've got up here at the ballpark, this is ultimate ballpark food. If you're coming to a game, if you're in Giles County listening and you're going to come over tomorrow or sometime throughout the week, this is the ultimate ballpark food. It's the best of the best.
And he will reach on another walk, Gonzalez.
Of course, this morning the plan was to have biscuits, and we got here early enough thinking the rain would stop that we got to taste some of those biscuits, and they were incredible. And it was tenderloin, and they had the tenderloin sandwiches tonight, and I had a couple of those. I'm telling you, I spent about $70-80 on food already this week. It is out of this world.
Delicious stuff.
It is, man. They have got big smokers sitting out here smoking up the meat. Carl Counts, a local Kawanian, smoking all the meat, man, and it is incredible.
I'm glad you gave that plug because I don't know what I could have come up with Kawanian.
Well, yeah, our good friend Paul Plant and JP Plant are fellow Kawanians and of each other, and that's where I've learned that term.
Of course, the Kiwanis Club sponsoring the Babe Ruth World Series and pretty much responsible for helping make this event a huge success. And you can tell by the fans that we have here that it is quite a success, as we've got thousands of people coming to the games on opening night and tonight as well. And we're going to be back at it tomorrow with a full slate of games. We, weather permitting, will be doing 4 broadcasts tomorrow to get these games in, but we understand how it goes as that ball is lifted out of play into the stands of Giles County fans, and the count will go to 0-2. But Cam and I both have played ball pretty much all of our lives, and we understand the importance of getting these games in. And when you get to this level, the importance just escalates exponentially.
Yeah, and they have to get back on schedule tomorrow for the pitchers, the different days rest and things. So it's going to throw a lot of monkey wrenches, and it's going to play a lot into which team has the most pitching depth. Giles County obviously already here in the top of the second, already on their second pitcher, does not help if they were to advance. And let's hope, that some of these teams can be able to save some pitchers so we can see some really good baseball.
The 0-2 count. Carden from the stretch delivers. And there's a line shot into left center field. Miguel Hayes runs it down.
Tell you what, Miguel is a solid center fielder. Very nice grab.
He's got good speed out there. Showed the speed on the base paths and shows it running down that ball.
I'm sure he's got the size. I'm sure he's a football player. If he's not, I'm sure Coach Walt Smith wants him to be.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He'll probably, based on the age, be a freshman or maybe
sophomore. Maybe a sophomore.
Probably. Yeah. So we might be seeing him coming up this upcoming Bobcat football season in Giles County, Tennessee. The runner goes. Carmen with the throw. Not in time. Successful stolen base again from Michael Gonzalez, his 3rd stolen base of the evening in 2 plate appearances.
Yeah, I've looked up. I've tried to look up what's the most stolen bases by a player in a game in World Series history and in a tournament, and it's not documented. As we look at the Vision Center replay on our broadcast, so I'm going to say he's going to get close to it if he keeps this up.
There's a good look at Gonzalez bouncing around at second base as
got another walk.
Morales, I believe the ball hit him.
Did it hit him?
I believe it hit him.
It may have.
Joe Fortin was the batter, and he was takes a hit. Yeah.
Wow. Of course, you can listen to us online at at xsportsradio.com. Tune in on the TuneIn Radio app at 103.1 X Sports, or if you're local, you can listen to us on 106.7. And use the hashtag BRWS15, and we will get your tweets up on the air. Show us your where you're listening to your broadcast from. We want to see all that information. We'll retweet them.
There's a line shot into left field over the head of Matthews, and they're going to run for days. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Fortin is held up at third base, and it is a 2 RBI double right there for Ryan Gervais. He belted that ball.
He did. That's the hardest hit ball we've seen thus far at this tournament on this particular field, and he absolutely pulled that one down the line, and the left fielder never had a chance. Like, he got a two-seamer in on the hands, and he connected very well. That was a very nice curveball.
As Kennedy Guillen now bats.
The first inning is finally over on the main field between Lawrence County and Massachusetts. Lawrence County leads that one 12-1.
6-1 is our score here in the bottom of the second inning.
Actually, it should be 7-1. They have not updated the scoreboard. Is that right? No, it's 6-1. It should be 7-1. Should be 7-1.
That ball is in the dirt right there to Guillen. Giles County just not able to be effective with their pitching thus far.
No, and I think that's been the Achilles heel in both games.
Ben Emerson, thanks so much for the tweet.
Of course, we got fans from all over the country listening to this broadcast and watching it online.
Swing and a miss. Kennedy Guillen. Just as I mentioned, they haven't been effective. They get a strikeout.
Yeah. They still have not updated the scoreboard here at the Tom Cruise Field. It should read 7-1. I don't know if they're having technical difficulties up in the press box or if they just missed that second run coming across, but nonetheless, fair ball down the line. He went the other direction with it.
And I actually think that is the 7th run crossing the plate right now as Joe Fortin comes in. 7-1 is our score.
So maybe I missed the run, Kevin.
And that is an RBI single. Well, I had the guy scoring before he scored. He was coming around third, and then they held him up.
Okay. I thought on the double we had 2 that come in to score. I could be wrong on that, but regardless, we're going to go off the scoreboard here at Tom Cruise Field, and it reads 7-1, so that's what we're going to stick with.
Ryan Gervais at third base.
And you're keeping a scorebook, so we're going to go off what you have, not what my brain tells me. It is late.
We're getting a little punchy.
Yeah. It's all, man, it's all it amounts to. It's just, it is late, but regardless, Giles County's got to stop the bleeding.
7-1 is our score as that ball is chopped foul. Westchester, California leading over Giles County, Tennessee, and we're just in the top of the second inning.
Yeah.
And did you have another score update you said?
I did. Lawrence County is leading after 12-1. But at this point, and I hate to even bring it up for our Giles County listeners, but the run rule starts to kind of creep up a little bit with the score 7-1. It is 10 innings after 5, or 10 runs after 5. So we're not quite to 5 innings yet. Giles County has a long ways to go, but that does have to start creeping up in the back of your mind. And there's a wild pitch, almost hit a batsman.
And Gervais comes in to score. 8-1, Westchester, California. And my boys, it's my twin boys that were just on camera. It's past their bedtime. Good night, buddy. I love you. Good night, buddy. I love you. It's all about the family here at the Babe Ruth World Series.
Yeah.
They had some great pricing plans for people to get in here. Lots of great values to get families in here, and that's what they encourage. And you see tons of families here tonight.
Absolutely, you do. And I think it was a $50.
Woo!
Wow.
There's a line shot screaming past the third baseman. Young, who could not handle that, but that will go down as a base hit for Hunter Lynch.
I think you get a $50 family pass for the whole week.
And another runner scores. Max Sterner scores. It's an RBI single for Hunter Lynch.
They've now updated the scoreboard to 9-1.
9-1 is our score. Top of the second inning. And the runner goes, but it doesn't matter. He was hit by the pitcher. Are they going to – oh, did that hit the knob of the bat?
It did hit the knob of the bat. That's the second time we've seen that today.
Whew, that'll make your hand sting.
It will. And after, such a great performance against Sarasota Thursday night, Giles County showed a lot of grit, a lot of composure. Had got some timely hits, but ultimately come up a little bit short. It was a great game. Sarasota is a very good ball club, and Giles County matched them throughout. Just like I said, it was a little short, and I did not expect this tonight.
And the runner goes. Throw is high, not in time. Hunter Lynch successfully steals second base.
And you don't ever want to single out one particular group of players or anything and blame a loss. It is a team game, but that being said, the pitching tonight for Giles County seems to have been just a little bit off for whatever reason, and that seems to be the difference here thus far. Of course, you give Westchester a lot of credit. There's another wild pitch.
Yep. And it looks like Hunter Lynch will advance to third without any throw.
I bet Giles County has had 7 or 8 wild pitches or pass balls. Some of them come with nobody on, but that if you're a coaching staff, and that has to be something you're going to work on going forward. Of course, they are guaranteed at least one more game in this tournament, and this one's far from over.
Another ball in the dirt. Even up the count, 2-2. 2 outs. Top of the second inning. 9-1 is the score. Westchester leads over Giles County. Glenn Gardner, the pitcher, up to bat. That ball is in foul territory. Will it get out of play? Yes, it will be out of play. Just over the dugout of the Giles County team.
It's a two-seam fastball he left up. Batter wasn't able to get around on it.
I've been in these kinds of games, though, Cam.
Yeah, I
remember
too.
when I was this pretty exact same age.
Yep.
And I was fortunate enough to make my Magnolia, Arkansas All-Star team. And it was only because I hit a home run in the All-Star game. I didn't deserve to be on the traveling team. But we went and played in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and we were 2 and out.
2 and out. Yeah.
And we got routed the first game. And so you get it. It's disappointing, but you keep playing the game, and you remember, you know what? Hey, we got here.
Yep.
We got here. Not everybody else is doing this.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. You can't hang your head ever, and and I don't think Giles County will. They are a great sports team, area. A lot of pride coming out of Pulaski.
That's a bloop shot into right field. That will fall in for a hit for Glenn Gardner, and another run will score. 10-1. RBI single. But, yeah, Giles County is a great sports area and a lot of tradition. Their football team won the state football championship in 2009.
Yep.
They were runner-ups, 2 years ago, I guess? Or a year ago?
Well, not last year, but the year before.
Year before, yeah.
And, of course, and here's something our listeners from California may not know about Giles County. Ole Miss starting quarterback from last year, Bo Wallace, was a part of that Giles County state championship team. And Cameron Ordaway, who is a freshman at Ole Miss this year as a defensive back. Cameron was one of the higher recruits in the country this past year, and we both had the privilege of covering him.
As that's a pop fly into center field. Miguel Hayes camps underneath it, and will record the third out. 10-1 is our score. Westchester leading over Giles County. The bottom of the second coming up. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit clawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story & Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story & Lee.
We know when we come into Story & Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You gotta come see Story & Lee.
Story & Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Join us every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 for X Sports Live, or locals go to Talk Sports. Pigskin Prognosticating, I'll get that out eventually, returns this fall along with extensive coverage of all 5 high schools in Giles and Lawrence counties. It's X Sports Live every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6, only on X Sports Radio Network. X Sports Live, or locals go to Talk Sports.
Outstanding work, Cam.
Yeah, prognosticating word.
That'll get you. That's a toughie.
That is a toughie. Of course, I'm one of the cast members of, I guess you call it cast, of that.
Yeah. You're part of the X Sports crew.
X Sports Live crew. Of course, one of our production guys here tonight, or whatever his title is, Nick Moore, is a part of that broadcast as well. Nick does an awesome job.
You would call Nick an associate producer in this situation, because that means he kind of does a little bit of everything. Sounds fancy, but he's really a guy that runs and gets his coffee.
That's what I was supposed to say. Since I'm sure he's in the back in the production room listening to us right now. That's part of his job.
No, Nick is doing a great job, actually. He has saved us many times already.
But, Nick, I'll take a Dr. Pepper whenever you get a chance.
And a called third strike. Bryce Gibson goes down looking.
And, of course, we had the opportunity to go over to Pulaski in one of our last X Sports broadcasts, actually the last one we did. Of course, we're taking a break for the World Series because we're all up here doing the broadcast. But we went over to the Outlook over in Pulaski and had a very, very awesome show.
The ball's taken inside.
And the Giles County team that is here tonight come over and visited. Really great group of kids. It was really nice getting to know a lot of those kids and coaches.
2-0 to Dallin Harris. Dallin Harris in his first plate appearance tonight.
And I know one of their coaches was very high on the X Sports Radio Network. He was giving us a lot of praise, and we appreciate that, because without people listening, and that, it helps to have people kind of fluffing you up a little bit and telling you're doing a good job. That helps you to keep doing what you're doing, because a lot of us do it for free. And we just like to cover local sports and give these kids the attention they deserve.
You don't see this a whole lot anymore, but the pitcher, Gardner, is wearing glasses.
Yeah. What's the guy from Major League, Charlie Sheen's character? Wild Thing. What was his name in that movie?
Oh, it escapes me.
Yeah, it's
we
too
should,
late
we
for
should
that.
get somebody to tweet that to us.
Tweet that to us at X Sports Radio or hashtag BRWS15. I don't know. What was his name? It was Ricky, wasn't it? Was it Ricky?
Give him the heater, something. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, there's a walk there for Dallin Harris. 1 on, 1 away in the bottom of the second inning. Westchester leading over Giles County 10-1.
Batters number 11, Sam Carden.
Yeah, and it's we've seen a kid in the Thursday game. I think he was actually from Westchester as well, wearing sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you don't see.
Yeah, that ball is in the dirt as Hunter Rose comes to the dish.
I guess if you're playing in that Southern California sun and weather, you get used to wearing sunglasses while you're pitching. I guess you have to.
Harden, by the way, is the batter. He is who took over for Hunter Rose pitching. Or Cardin, rather.
Yeah, I think Cardin come in and pitched in Thursday's game and did a really, really nice job, if I'm not mistaken.
Sam Cardin wearing number 11. That ball is taken for a strike.
I think he came in and pretty well locked down the Sarasota hitters. Did a fine job.
1 on, 1 away. Bottom of the second. A lot of scoring from California. 1 run on the board from East Tennessee.
Ricky Vaughn. Thank you, Jason Butler. Sheen's character was Ricky Vaughn.
That ball is poked just beyond the pitcher, and he will wing it wildly past the first baseman. Cardin runs for second, and we'll see Dallin Harris end up at third base. Second and third, 1 away in the bottom of the second inning.
Jason, if you're still listening to us, tell us where you're listening from tonight.
Catcher number 5, Dylan Carmen, 1 out.
We'd like to hear from everyone listening. Tell us where you're listening from. If you don't want to send a picture to us, just let us know where you're listening from. We got Giles County, of course, just down the street here, and Westchester, California, which is in the Los Angeles city limits, home of LAX, LA International Airport. A lot of international flights flying in and out of LAX. Huge airport. You look on Google Maps, man, it is massive.
Dylan Carmen now batting for Giles County. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1.
And we were talking about that a minute ago right before the end of the inning, and the two different set of circumstances or cultures these two teams probably come from. You have the city of the second largest metropolitan area in the country, where Westchester's from. Then you've got Giles County, more of the rural southern town. They're all kids and they all have a lot in common, but they both are used to and accustomed to different things. And, the Giles County kids, probably, it's pretty normal to see a horse and buggy going down the street. And
a lot of Amish culture in southern Middle Tennessee.
And, for a kid from Southern California, they've probably never seen that.
They would think it was a movie being shot.
That's right. Another walk.
Dylan Carmen reaches on a base on balls.
So we got bases loaded.
Bases are jacked for Miguel Hayes, the leadoff batter.
We've seen both pitchers struggle. Both teams struggle pitching tonight. Now the Westchester bullpen is getting active as the coach comes out to take a visit. Calm his pitcher down.
Miguel Hayes in his first at-bat walked and scored a run. The only run for Giles County.
Jason is from Pulaski, watching on YouTube, he says. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. That's you can get on xsportsradio.com, and we are X Sports TV number 2. So we're on the second field here. You can watch us. We are streaming live on YouTube. Watch and listen to every game of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee by visiting xsportsradio.com, the X Sports Radio Network, and X Sports TV, where the Babe Ruth World Series comes to life and available only on xsports.com.
xsportsradio.com is the place.
It is the place. And if you want this particular game or any game, you can buy this broadcast DVD here at the ballpark for $30. If you want all of your team's games, it's $150.
You can check out the Mac Brown tent. So if you've got family here at the ballpark, and there's a wild pitch, and the runner thinks better of trying to score. Harris, he ends up back at third, runs about a third way down the line, but retreats back to third. But, if you've got family members here and you would like a copy of some of these games, just send them a text and say, hey, go over to the Mac Brown tent and place your order for some of the DVDs.
Yeah. the Mac Brown and PSEC 10 are all in one, and they will hook you up. Very, very nice area here on the Midway. We've got souvenirs that are really awesome. I bought a T-shirt earlier, and may try to get that out of my bag here in just a second and show that on the air, but we showcased it the other night. It's an awesome T-shirt. I bought the last extra large they had. So, but if they told me, I asked them, I said, so if somebody wants an extra large, what do they do? They said, we can get some more. We can get some more. So just
they
tell
got
them
plenty ready to go.
They can ship them to you. And they did a fine job with the souvenirs of this tournament. It is fantastic.
The 2-0 to Miguel Hayes, 3-0 now. Bases are loaded. Giles County trying to get back in this thing as they trail 10-1 in the bottom of the second inning. As Cam mentioned earlier, a 10-run rule comes into effect. A run rule comes into effect after 10 runs after the fifth inning. And he swings away on 3-0. He swung at ball 4.
He did swing at ball 4, but that's okay. He probably had the green light. But it all comes down to timely hitting. You need a timely hit here. That double that – there's ball 4.
Now he's patient and waits for that. Miguel Hayes will walk once again.
He's got a really good eye. He's walked a lot in the 2 games that we've seen.
Sure has.
He's a very patient hitter. A lot of composure. Great center fielder. He was one of the kids that joined our broadcast over in Pulaski a couple of weeks back. Very nice young man. And Westchester is making a pitching change.
All right, as they make this pitching change, let us take this break. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on X Sports Radio and X Sports TV.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You gotta come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
This Farm Bureau call to the bullpen. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup, as Westchester County has replaced their starting pitcher, and they have brought out number 20, Fabian Galvin, and he will be now pitching for Westchester, California.
Yeah, he's a lefty. Got a long swinging windup as he warms up. And we've had a couple people tweeting where they're listening from. Sam and Sarah Beth are listening from Dallas, Texas, repping Giles County and Mac Young.
Sweet.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I guess they're possibly could be watching us on our live stream. They said listening, but I'm assuming from Dallas they would be either on the TuneIn Radio app or they're on xsportsradio.com.
Yeah, and you can watch us if you want to go to xsportsradio.com and click the link that says Watch and Listen Live. You just select the game, and if you want to view it, or you can listen in, as Cam mentioned, if you're out of the area, you can listen to it on the TuneIn Radio app.
Be sure to follow at XSportsRadio on Twitter. That is where a lot of the information for this tournament is coming from. We're all the scoring updates, times, things of that nature. We try to get most of those out, and we're retweeting a lot of tweets from you guys. We want that to be one of the main sources for information here. Of course, it's not the only source. There's an official Babe Ruth World Series Twitter page that has all that information as well.
Giles County trying to get back in this thing as they trail 10-2. And Sam Hatfield at the dish with bases loaded, one away here in the bottom of the second. And the delivery from Galvin is in there for a ball. Oh, I thought he was going to call that a strike.
Yeah,
but
I did too.
A little bit high, I guess, right there at the numbers, but ball one nonetheless, 1-0.
Frankie from California is listening in. He says, let's get this game going.
There we go.
Yeah.
We see Frankie's tweet right there. 2-0.
He said he is pulling for number 20, and that is...
Oh, Fabian Galvin, our new pitcher.
That's our new pitcher.
We appreciate you tweeting us. Again, the hashtag is BRWS15, and we might put your tweet on the air. This is a family program, so make sure and keep it the same way.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Fabian is our guy that was at the
pitching thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming because he's saying St. Bernard High School stud. Shout out to Fabian. And I'm assuming he's our kid. I don't know who that. I just told there was one, and he flew in today. He's just now getting to the World Series. He's got a very confident delivery, and he is throwing some gas.
Yep, 2-2.
And I'm assuming this is our kid here, and if somebody can tweet that back at us.
And you know what they say about left-handed pitchers? If you can get to the major league level, you will stay in the major leagues because they're always looking for left-handed pitchers in the major leagues.
They are looking for a lot of lefties and a lefty that can throw some heat.
Galvin with the 2-2. That ball is lifted foul and just out of play. 2-2, one away. 10-2, Westchester, California leading over Eastern Tennessee team, Giles County, Tennessee. What a great night for some baseball. Hashtag BRWS15, says Bethany Nelson. Get this game going, number 20 for Westchester County. Shout out Fabian, number 20 from LAX.
Tweet us, hashtag BRWS15 if you want to see your tweets on the screen. If you're watching from home. Or you can tweet us at X Sports Radio, and we'll try to respond and retweet them. We won't be able to get those on the screen, only the hashtag BRWS15.
Galvin with the delivery outside. Full count. Bases loaded. Giles County trying to get back in this thing. Westchester putting up 5 runs in the first inning, 5 runs in the second inning. And Giles County with 1 run in the first and now 1 run in the second. Galvin from the stretch. The payoff pitch. Lifted out of play.
He is throwing a lot of two-seam fastballs.
Hatfield putting up a battle, though.
He is. He's fouling a lot off. And those are starting out, coming right at Hatfield, and then they're cutting back in very late. A lot of late movement on that. Give him a lot of credit for battling off those pitches. Giles County trying to get back in this one.
It's Hayes on first, Carmen on second, Carden on third, and that ball is lifted into shallow left field, actually right on the inside of the dirt on the infield, and caught by the shortstop Morales for out number 2.
Again, this is going to come down to timely hitting. We've said it many times. It's a lot to do with timely hitting. You need timely hitting. Giles County needs a hit. They need that double, that even a single. They've got to get some runs on with the bases loaded.
So far, Giles County does not have a hit.
Oh,
last
wow.
time up, Blade Matthews reached on a fielder's choice, but no official hits for this Giles County team.
Update on the main field, championship field. Denver Trap. Lawrence County continues to lead 13-1.
The 1-0 delivery is in there for a strike, even things out.
They are pulling their main pitcher is Lawrence County, or their starter, in favor of a reliever, probably to save that arm. Probably going to need that arm because they've got that game pretty well in hand.
Bases loaded, 1-1 count, 2 away. Blade Matthews at the dish. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
He is throwing some gas, man. He is definitely on another level than some of the other arms we've seen from Westchester thus far in this tournament. There's very few pitchers up here that I've seen that look older than 15, that look like they're just super mature, super just elite level arms, and I think he might have one of them. Of course, Ryan Weathers, son of David Weathers, has one of those arms. And
he falls in that category, certainly. Yeah. That ball is up, 2-2.
Tried to throw a curveball, and it just kind of hung up on him. Didn't quite get the release, didn't get over on top of it like you wanted to.
Blade Matthews, 2-2. Bases loaded. Trying to get Giles County back in this thing as they trail 10-2 to Westchester, California. Right down the middle, and that is popped straight up, really high. Coming into field, it is Morales. He will take it, and that will be the third out recorded in the bottom of the second inning. 10-2 is our score. Westchester leads over Giles County. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
They say time is money, and if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee in Lawrence and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. Max Jett was at first base to start the game, and he is now in relief for Giles County. Giles County, the team from Eastern Tennessee, trailing 10-2 to Westchester, California. 10 runs on the board for California, 6 hits and 2 errors. And Eastern Tennessee with 2 runs, no hits and no errors. The game summary is brought to you by the Summit at Home, helping individuals live independently at home. Seeing some of the tweets coming out if you are watching on the live stream on Exports TV. And you can use the hashtag BRWS15. And we certainly appreciate those tweets and letting us know where you're watching or where you're listening. Coming to the dish is Michael Gonzalez, the leadoff batter. He has 3 stolen bases on the evening so far and 2 walks. And he has scored 2 runs on the evening. Michael Gonzalez has been his own kind of wrecking crew thus far with a lot of offensive productivity with those 2 walks and 3 stolen bases and 2 runs scored. We, got to consider him for player of the game, depending on how this thing unfolds.
Absolutely.
But we've been seeing a lot of the tweets go on, and we certainly appreciate those tweets coming in. And, again, the hashtag is BRWS15. And make sure you follow at X Sports Radio.
That's it.
Am I getting this Twitter stuff down?
You're getting this Twitter stuff down, and you have a Twitter account as well now.
I know.
I've been flashing that
Kicking, dragging, and screaming into the Twitter sphere.
We've been flashing that up on the screen every once in a while when they show a shot of our ugly mugs. I always like new Twitter follower. I like interacting with people that's from different walks of life, and I may not know. And it's, of course, doing the sports talk show, we get some people following every once in a while that have some questions, and it's always fun.
The ball is inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gonzalez. And we got Max Jett in pitching now for Giles County. He's throwing some pretty good heat. It's certainly a change of pace from the previous 2 pitchers.
Absolutely. Of course, I accepted an award at last year's SEMA show, which all you car people out there probably know what SEMA is, and they were flashing my Twitter handle up during the speech, and I got quite a few followers from that, so that's probably where the majority of mine come from.
California with 5 runs in the first, 5 runs in the second. And this is just how they started the first 2 innings with Michael Gonzalez and a walk. That is his 3rd walk on the evening.
Batters the shortstop, number 7,
Adrian Morales coming to the dish. Morales lined out to center field his last at bat, and he also has a walk and a stolen base and a run. Gonzalez, I would say he got his uniform dirty, but it's been dirty since the first inning.
It has.
But
it's just
it was
solid
just
mud.
a look back by Jett. He didn't throw over there, but he went back diving anyway. That ball is up.
Of course, the California team with the traditional button-up uniforms as opposed to the pullover type uniform that we see so many of these teams wearing, the breathable pullovers. They're the old-school button-up pull-ups for those you listening on radio who might not be able to see. We're going to pay a visit to Jett out on the mound.
Carmen's going to go out there and talk to his battery mate. You know, I was telling you a little while ago, or I started to tell you off air a little while ago about my mom. And, you know, I grew up in Illinois and lived there till I was 12 years old. My oldest brother played baseball. And when he was, I want to say he was like 8 or 9, they couldn't find a coach to coach his team. So my mom stepped in. She got the next door. There's a shot between first and second, and that will go for a single for Morales. But my mom was best friends with the next door neighbor, and she recruited her. My mom's name is Betty. Next door neighbor's lady is Shirley, and they coached this 8-year-old baseball team in Illinois, just across the river from St. Louis, Missouri, in a town called Cahokia.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, probably know where that is. And they won the league. Really? They went on to the district tournament. They won the district tournament.
With 2 women coaches.
2 women coaches. And this is granted in 1977, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Probably earlier than that. Probably like 75, somewhere in there. And I'm dating myself, but it was my older brother. But but they went on to win the district. And they won the state of Illinois baseball championship with my mom and the next door neighbor lady coaching these kids. Now, then they went on to face the Missouri state champion, and they had what they called a bi-state champion because there's big rivalry between Illinois and Missouri.
Absolutely.
The St. Louis Post-Dispatch called my mom to do an interview. And, you know, this is back before there's caller ID and all this stuff. And my mom answers the phone, and the gentleman says, "Hi, this is so-and-so from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and I'd like to do an interview on it." Well, my mom had already had so much ribbing and so much grief for being a female coach and winning state championship, she hung up the phone on the man. And the man called back right away and said, No, please don't hang up onto me. I tell you what, call the office and ask for me, and you'll see that this is legitimate.
Wow.
And sure enough, she called back, and she asked for the man, and it was all legitimate. They did a nice write-up, and as that ball is lifted out of play, and the count will go to 3-2. but got a nice write-up in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch newspaper of these two women coaching an all-boys baseball team and winning the state championship. They ended up losing in the bi-state champion to Missouri, but it was quite a big deal around that time.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was great. My mom, she still has the article. She just, she's
awesome.
so proud of that.
Absolutely. And similar story, my mom was my basketball coach, and then we won the league. And
that ball is ripped foul.
And she ended up being the all-star coach of that team in basketball. I believe it was 6th grade. And we won several tournaments. There's a lot of the Twitter feed coming up. A lot of people are tweeting back at us. So, but yeah, it's we both had moms that coach. Probably not to the level of success that your mom had, but that's pretty cool nonetheless.
She had, her dad, my grandpa, who passed away a long, long time ago, had played minor league ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think he made it to like the single A or some of the like rookie type leagues, but played it on a somewhat professional level, and so she grew up around it a little bit, and so she was exposed to it, and she's to this day a diehard Cardinals fan.
Oh, I'm sure.
Count is full to Joe Fortin. That ball is outside. He'll take his walk.
Of course, being a Reds fan, we were taught to hate the Cardinals.
Of course.
Of course, this year there's not really much to hate. The Reds are really bad.
Bases are loaded, by the way, for California. 10-2 is our score as we are in the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, this game could break open really quickly if Giles County isn't careful. Giles County, by the way, is still hitless. We've already seen one no-hitter in this tournament.
Strike one.
Giles County does have 2 runs, one in each of the bottom of the 1st and the bottom of the 2nd.
Jet's got a nice fastball, but they are seeing it well too.
Yeah, we've been told by some other coaches from other teams that Hatton gets away from him a little bit.
Maybe that's why he's throwing mostly fastballs.
Yeah.
Curveball attempt got away from him.
Well, we were told by a few other coaches that you're not at this level. You're not going to get too many fastballs by some of these kids. They've learned from a very young age to set on those fastballs. You're not going to get them by them, and that's what we were told.
The 1-1 from Jet is low, well blocked by Carmen.
And at this point, if you're a pitcher we've seen both pitchers from the pitchers from both teams struggle to find the strike zone, and they're not close. It's not like they're questionable calls or that you can blame the home plate umpire. It's nothing like that. This pitch is in the dirt, pitches well outside, well up in the strike zone for both teams, and it's something they've both struggled with. And at this point, you just got to throw strikes.
Ball is hit out of play over the Giles County faithful. Probably close to hitting the other field.
Yeah, it was real close, and it might have bounced off the concession stand over here.
Ryan Gervais walked his first time up, scored a run, and had a 2 RBI double in his second at bat. The 2-2. Ooh.
Fell straight back, and Ken Foster tweets at X Sports Radio, Westchester has the classiest uniforms. Everyone should go back to the classics. We agree. We like the classics.
Yeah, we do. Got that nice navy blue piping going down the front.
Yep. I'm an old school uniform fan. Of course, the Reds tried the sleeveless deal that didn't go over. So
was that around the days when Chris Sabo was playing for the Reds?
No. That would have been in the mid-'90s when Barry Larkin's MVP year of 95, that era. Of course, I think it was the white hats that with the pinstripes that really was just awful. But the road uniforms were good. And a funny story, this week I actually purchased off eBay a game-used Barry Larkin sleeveless jersey.
Look at that. And the hook from Max Jet for strike number 3. No disagreement from Gervais. I mean, I was like, was that a ball? But no, he just took a seat.
That was nasty. Yeah, that was Max broke one off there.
That was a fine curveball from Max.
Absolutely. It kind of caught both of us off guard.
We're like, is that a strike? And it was just so obvious it was a strike, there was no need to call it.
He's throwing some breaking stuff now. He might be trying to find his groove. That one's a ball, but it's a little closer.
Recording out number 1 is Max Jett.
This guy had a Barry Larkin game-used sleeveless road jersey from the mid-'90s on eBay. So he said it was game-used. It's probably not.
Yeah, you never know.
That one's
you going to do some DNA testing?
There's that curveball. That was the last pitch. They were trying to get a replay there of the strike 3. I don't think that on our TV feed. I don't think that was a strike 3 call. But regardless, yeah. So he was wanting like $60 for it. So I made him an offer of $40, and he took it. So I'm assuming it's
that is a shot down the left field line. 1 run will score. Another run coming in, and he will score as well. 2 more runs across the plate for Westchester. They will increase their lead 12-2.
At this point, the run rule would be in effect if this was the 5th inning. And, of course, it's not. It's only the top of the 3rd. This game is creeping along.
Kennedy Guillen with a shot.
But, yeah, back at work, I'm going to start framing up some of my favorite baseball players' uniforms. If I can find some authentic ones. Not necessarily game used, but just old jerseys from that time frame. And
how many Cardinals ones you going to have in there?
You know what? I was a big Mark McGwire fan, and I know the steroids thing and all that. But, I was a fan of him back when he played in the Oakland A's when I was a kid. Him and the Bash Brothers, man. And Denner Zackersley was on that team, that whole World Series team.
Have I told you my Jose Canseco story?
You have not. I don't. From down in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did tell you that.
Yeah. Softball. Yeah.
Played softball. I actually still play softball, and soon to retiring. But the competitive edge in me, I still like to play the game. But when I was living down in the Miami area, I lived down there for 10 years. Played softball all the time. I was playing in this tournament with these guys. And I had just moved to the Miami area from Arkansas, and we were doing pretty good in the tournament. We had beat up on the first couple of teams pretty good. And one of my guys says, "Oh, looks like we got the Canseco boys coming up next." And he just says that very casually, and I'm like, "Canseco boys? I'm fresh off the bus from Arkansas basically down there." And he goes, "Yeah, Ozzie and Jose. That's Jose's twin brother, Ozzie." And I said, and I'm the pitcher. I said, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, No, they're warming up right there. And I'm looking up, and there's Jose Canseco warming up, and I'm about to play him in a softball game. And these guys are serious.
Yeah.
I mean, they are super competitive. There's nothing financially on the line, just pride and, to win the tournament amongst some of these teams down there. We ended up losing the game in extra innings, but it was one of the coolest softball games I ever played in.
So was he a pretty nice guy, or did you?
He was an opponent to me. He really was.
That's cool.
As there is another walk by Max Sterner, or Max Sterner walks.
Max Jett walks him.
Yeah, Max Jett walks Max Sterner.
That's a mouthful.
But I was proud to say that I kept Jose in the yard.
Wow.
Ozzie, I did not. He hit a couple of shots off me.
That's incredible.
Funny thing is right before we start the game, right before the first pitch, one of my guys on my team, because they had played him a few times.
Yeah.
The guys I was playing with, they were grizzled veterans of the tournament area down there, and they had played him before, and they said, "Watch out, they like to come back to the middle."
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, first pitch, their leadoff dude, as there is a fly ball lifted into center field, Miguel Hayes is camping underneath it, and he will record the second out. A runner will tag and score. And that will make it 13-2. And that is Joe Fortin coming in to score. First pitch. Guy was probably, about 5'10", 5'11", but probably weighed 220 pounds of muscle. He rockets a shot back through the middle. It ricochets off my shin back into their dugout. Needless to say, it left a mark.
Yeah, I'd say. And we both have played competitive men's league, and I guess it's very competitive. It's old man's baseball, I guess you could say, but it's coming in underhanded. So it's a lot tougher than what you would think. And as a 17-year-old, I was put on a men's league team that was a travel team, very competitive. It was I believe it was a B class team, might have been C class, but we ended up winning the state championship for Tennessee and went to World. in Gainesville, Florida.
Oh, fantastic!
And finished third, and we got beat by a Mexican team twice.
Okay.
Yes, and it was a really cool experience. It was nothing like this atmosphere here. Of course, there was no fans to speak of except wives and girlfriends. But,
exactly. We've got probably a couple of thousand people have been here tonight, and at our kinds of games like that, there's like tens and tens of people, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There's a squibber hit to the second baseman, and on to first for the third out of the inning. Well, California plates 3 more. They lead 13-2 over Giles County. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. The bottom of the third coming up on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Max Jett, who has taken over pitching duties, coming to the dish, reached his first time at bat. This is only his second at bat, though.
Giles County still hitless, and we have a final from the Lawrence County, Massachusetts game, 14-1 Lawrence County over Massachusetts. So that's their second win, and that all but guarantees them a spot in the elimination round. Both these teams here tonight fighting for their lives. Giles County and California, a loss here puts one of these two teams in with 2 losses and all but ends their bid to advance.
Quickly, 0-2 to Max Jett he is facing Galvin.
He's got throwing some nasty sliders and 2-seam fastballs in here to Max, and not even really close to making contact.
That ball is outside as Giles County trails by 11. We're in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, and the run rule is in effect at the end of 5. So we've got a bit for that. Giles County can still come back. They've got to get on a streak here with their bats. They got to get the bats going.
As we've talked about before, as Max Jett strikes out swinging, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's we saw the Texas team come back on this very California team, but right now, with the pitcher Galvin in the game for California, he is throwing some nasty 2-seam fastballs and sliders. 2-seamer there, and that's just filthy. I'm sorry, and at this point, it's I hate it. For Giles County, I feel for these kids. It's a tough game for them. This is not a characteristic of who they are at all. They're a much better team than this. It's just not their night. It's just, they played a really good Sarasota team to start off with, played them really tough. And you can argue that Giles County had the 2 toughest draws to start the tournament with of anybody up here, 2 of the best teams. California, got beat. I won't say a fluke to Texas, but it was kind of fluke-like, because California dominated that game and
up until the last inning.
It just couldn't get. They left a ton of runners on, but just could not get that timely hit. California could not. And they ended up losing the game.
The 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Young. We see some folks with the radar gun on Galvin be interested to see what that's showing up at.
Yeah, I'm fixing to gander over here and see what this is.
I wonder if he can disclose that.
I don't know. We'll find out because I'm fixing to ask.
Galvin from the windup and the delivery. That ball is outside. He walks Young. Well, Giles County with a runner on. So they try to get back into this thing in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They're trailing 13-2. They have yet to record a hit, does Giles County. Bryce Gibson struck out looking his last time at bat. Galvin from the stretch and the delivery. That ball is lifted out of play, just behind our broadcast position. Gibson, the shortstop for Giles County. Galvin from the stretch and the delivery. That ball is skied on the infield. In foul territory is the 3rd baseman and makes a nice play, does Joe Fortin. And he doubles up the runner going to second.
That's funky. I don't know what to say.
That is just bad luck for Giles County.
Oh, man.
That is 3 outs. 13-2 is our score. We are getting set for the top of the 4th inning. It is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story & Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story & Lee.
We know when we come into Story & Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story & Lee.
Story & Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Max Jett on the mound, and just kind of a bizarre play that ended the last inning. It was a pop fly from the Giles County squad, and it was Bryce Gibson, and he popped it up, and you see the catch there by Joe Fortin. He lands on his butt because he slipped in the mud. Well, Mac Young tagged on first, and he was attempting to go to second, and then they threw him out at second.
That was a good play. That's a candidate for our play of the game.
Yeah, we might just have to make it that, because that was quite the athletic play. And as we've talked about earlier this evening, you know, these field conditions, it was a miracle that they got to play because they're so sloppy. But they got out there literally with shop vacs on the infield and were vacuuming up water out of the grass with shop vacs. And they had the big blowers out there trying to dry the dirt. And so it was a miracle. And as you could see on that play that we just saw, the Vision Center replay, Joe Fortin made an excellent athletic play getting underneath the ball, and then his feet went out from underneath him. He landed on his butt, but he still caught the ball. Had the wherewithal to hop up and throw out the runner going to second.
Yeah, and it's that's the worst part of the field is in that on-deck circle. It is very slick there. And we've got a scout over here to our right. I'm assuming that's what he is. He's got a radar gun, and Galvin, the pitcher from Westchester, was hitting 71, but he was telling me that the hardest part to pick up about his – I asked if it was a two-seamer. He said, no, he's got a funky delivery. The way he holds the ball is really hard to pick up.
And that ball is ripped back through the middle. And starting off with a base hit is number 21, Nate Lorenz, who is now in for Garrett Spacuzza.
But he said it was a really hard delivery to pick up on, has a lot of funky movement on it. But he also told me that Ryan Weathers, David's son, former Major League pitcher David Weathers' son, Thursday night hit 88 in the first inning at 15 years old.
Goodness gracious.
88. It's incredible. Ooh. And he said that he kind of held back after that, was hitting 81, 82 consistently.
Oh, he was holding back at 81.
I watched former Cy Young pitcher Barry Zito pitch for the Sounds about a month ago.
Zito only hit 83?
Yeah. Yeah. And and he was only hitting 80. 83 was his highest the night I saw him as well. And, it's amazing that a 15-year-old kid is throwing 88 miles an hour.
To a, Barry Zito, who got that gigantic contract when he went to San Francisco.
Yeah, and Barry's had some arm issues. And here's the thing. Even David, Ryan's dad, didn't have, in his late career, a lot of speed, but he could change up. Misplayed by the third baseman.
Chopper mishandled by Young. Runners on first and second now for Westchester, California.
He could change up his speeds with the same delivery, had a great change up. He kept hitters guessing as far as the speed, and it threw a lot. He had a lot of movement, but he wasn't throwing gas late in his career. David wasn't. That's why he was so good at what he did, and he was a great setup guy. David never really made it as a starter. Florida tried to put him as a starter for a while, and it just didn't work out for David. And he was a closer for the Reds for a long time, but his main role.
There's a base hit in between short and third, and California has bases loaded. Got to start scoring some of these plays, Cam.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, and David just he was just a wily veteran, man, and but his son Ryan, he is a special talent. He's only a sophomore in high school, Kevin.
He's a
great basketball player too. He's just an athlete. His mom was an all-state women's basketball player. I mean, he has got the blood in him, and you look at him, he looks like a baby still. He looks like a kid.
He's a man-child
because
he's got the body of a man, but the face of a baby.
He does.
But he can bring it. He hit 88 on the gun.
88.
No wonder he had all those strikeouts a couple of nights ago. And he's a big reason for Lawrence County's success.
Yeah, of course, Lance Pope from Lawrence County pitched tonight. Pitched pretty well and allowed one run. Allowed a leadoff triple, but after that, they said he settled in really nice, and Lawrence County won that game big, 13-1.
Our score is 13-2 here in the top of the fourth inning.
And we may be looking at currently it's a combined no-hitter for California.
Sure is.
They've had two pitchers. There's only been 18 no-hitters in World Series history. And one of those was the 18th one was from Massachusetts on Thursday night. So we may be looking at our second one. Of course, for those of you listening in Giles County, that's the last thing you want to see is the Giles County coach comes to the mound to pay Max Jett a visit. I don't see any activity in the Giles County bullpen, but looks like that's fixing to change as the first baseman comes off, and he will come in as the pitcher. Looks like Max's night may be done, or at least going to first base. Looks like we're getting a pitcher.
As they swap out, let's take this break. 13-2 is our score. California leads over East Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X-Sports Radio Network and X-Sports TV.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit clawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
It's called the Bullpen. Bullpen is brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee in Lawrence and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. Now pitching for Giles County is Ben Peoples. He's coming in with bases loaded as Westchester, California has Joe Fortin coming to the dish, and they are already up 13-2. Is not coming into a good situation.
No, he's coming in a tough situation. He has no outs. And it's getting close to 11:30 here in Central Time. Of course, California, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. It's 9 o'clock. Or
it's about 9:30 there.
Excuse me. And, of course, in Giles County, if you're staying up listening to this game, we appreciate it. On KSR and X Sports.
Well, there's a walk. And that will plate another runner for Westchester, California as they go up 14-2.
Did he come in mid-count?
Yes, he did.
Okay. That's unusual.
Sure is.
You don't see that very often.
You just hope nothing is wrong with Jet. You know, it could be a situation where, you know, we actually had a double switch.
Yeah.
We got a new defender at first base as that ball is lifted to the second baseman for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we've got Crockett Gibson coming in at first base. Of course, Crockett, this is the home of Davy Crockett here in Lawrence County. Davy Crockett had a mill here and a house, established residence here back in the 1800s, and ran for state senate, U.S. Senate, and was a congressman representing Lawrence County.
There's a line shot to left field. That will go down for a base hit. Another runner will come across the plate.
And Davy Crockett famously had the speech in the U.S. House or the U.S. Senate, I don't remember which, that lashing out on some of the fellow congressmen. And, of course, the movie Davy Crockett portrayed that. I don't know how accurate that was, but, you know, I don't think Davy Crockett killed a bear at 3 years old either.
He might have.
He might have. Hey, anything's possible.
15-2 is now our score. It's Westchester got this one in hand as of right now. Top of the fourth inning.
Right now, Giles County, you know, they've made 3 pitching swaps. They really, you know, they've just got to tell their kids, just throw strikes. Just let your fielders play it. We've got to quit walking batters. Of course, Westchester does have 11 hits, but there's been a lot of walks.
Max Sterner is batting for Westchester.
Of course, games tomorrow will resume with the games originally scheduled for tonight, tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
And you see the good sportsmanship from the Westchester team as that ball is thrown wildly over the head of the Giles County catcher. The runner at third base could have scored easily, but he opts to just stay there.
And they're not even leading off really anymore. And I'm glad to see that, because a lot of times you can get a team that really, you know, just wants to run up a score, but they're content with where it is, and for good reason so. And there's another hit.
Base hit to right field, and another run will score. And
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say that's Hunter Lynch, or no, check that. Adrian Morales coming in to score.
And here's the thing, you know, with Giles County, And it's a tough game. We've both been a part of games where you've just been drilled. There's no good way of putting it. You've been beaten to a pulp. I've been a part of it. You've been a part of it. My freshman year in high school, we won 3 games in basketball, and so it's tough. And you hope it doesn't demoralize these kids. You hope it's not something they hang their head about. You don't need to do that. You need to pick yourself up, learn from this experience, and think, I'm going to get better from this. I'm going to move on. And that's all you can do. And I hope the coaches instill that in them and make sure they get better from this experience.
Bases loaded still. 1 away. Top of the 4th inning. 16-2 is our score as Westchester, California is leading over Giles County.
The big thing is you want these kids to get out of this game at a reasonable hour. Of course, like I said, it was getting close to midnight here in Central Time. You're about 30 minutes away, and you want these kids to get home, get a good night's rest because they've got to play again tomorrow. And you want them to come back with a better attitude. Let's go out on top, and that's the mindset Giles County's got to take at this point.
And for the folks listening back in California, that is Mateo Camano, who has come into the game for Hunter Lynch. And he thought he had ball 4.
I think everybody thought he had ball 4.
But it's now a 3-1 count. I think the umpire is kind of assisting a little bit there.
Yeah.
It was close. He gives the call to Giles, as they trail by 14 runs here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, both those last 2 pitches were questionable calls.
That one's definitely a ball.
Yeah, you can't.
As Mateo Camano turns around to double check with the umpire.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
That was cute.
And and here's something we haven't talked about maybe is the umpires. They've waited around all day just like the players have, and it's late. It's getting on up there. The fireworks show definitely put us later. And wow. He's widening out that strike zone big time at this point. But, at some point, the umpires are tired. We're tired. The players are tired. They've been waiting all day. It's just a tough situation for everyone involved. With the rain that we've had all day today and yesterday, and the psyche of these players and the mentalness. It's not the physical side of it. They're great athletes. It's just the mental side of it right now. Has got the better of these players.
Fabian Galvin at the dish for Westchester.
He takes a hit. He gets hit in the backside, so he will take his base, and another run will come across. 18-2 California here in the top of the 4th. This game got underway. I'm assuming around
9:25, I believe.
9:25, so we're 2 hours in.
And we are just in the top of the 4th. Typically, these games are wrapped up within about 2 hours or so. But 18-2 is our score, and we will keep it here until it ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
That ball is low. Peoples, the third pitcher. Our 4th pitcher, check that, for Giles County, as Hunter Rose started the game, and he was replaced in the 1st inning, not recording any outs.
I just had a scene from Major League pop into my head that I won't discuss on air, but it's definitely one of those moments. It's just, of course, games were supposed to resume this morning at 9 a.m. That did not happen with the rain.
The ball is hit into foul territory. And Nate Lorenz is now batting. And he is the 10th batter to bat this inning. I'm going to have to adjust my score sheet.
Getting filled up.
Ball's low and away. Full count. The 3-2. Lifted out of play. Over the head of the Giles County faithful. Everybody in unison yelling, "Heads up!"
Yeah. California put up 5 in the top of the first, 5 in the top of the second, 3 in the top of the third, 5 thus far here in the top of the fourth. Let's do it. This game summary is brought to you by the Summit at Home, helping individuals live independently at home. Score is currently 18-2. California here in the top of the fourth. California has 12 hits, 2 errors. Giles County has no hits.
Tell you what, that was a heck of an
1
effort
error
by David Irwin on that play right there. The ball lifted, and there is a generous area behind home plate where anything could happen. But he thought he was under it, misjudged it just a little bit, and just missed it, did David Irwin. That ball's foul tipped right back at us. Full count.
That'll wake you up.
Good thing that netting's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're watching us online at this point, this early hour in the morning, we appreciate it.
It's not
early.
It's not morning yet.
It feels like it, man. But no, you see the shot.
Swing and a miss.
You see the shot on the screen. It says it shows the Hendrick Staggs Stadium sign. That's the football stadium for Lawrence County High School. That's the scoreboard from it. It's not as close as it looks probably on your screen. That scoreboard's probably, what would you say, 200 yards away. The field, though, the stands for that field back up to these stands, so it's in a tight area.
Mm-hmm.
And this field here is actually the home for the Lawrence County Wildcats baseball team. This is their home field, named after the first coach for the Wildcats, Tom Cruz.
Carlos Flores now batting. He came in for Michael Gonzalez earlier in the inning as a pinch runner. He now bats. This is the 12th, or check that, the 11th batter coming to the dish this top half of the fourth. Carlos scored a run after he came in for Michael Gonzalez, and he is down quickly 0-2.
And at this point, if you're California, the coaches, I've noticed the players swinging a lot of pitches that are probably balls. And that may be partly by design. Of course, some of them you can't swing at. But
that one's up. That's some chin music right there.
That's some chin music.
Unintentional, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to be careful if you're California, not get out of a groove and have your players do something that they're not accustomed to doing.
There's another one up and in. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth inning. Three balls in a row. Now the count is full to Carlos Flores from Westchester, California. It's a chopper foul. He stays alive.
The umpire's doing a really good job swapping out the balls here on this field. The balls do get wet once they make contact with the grass, just the amount of moisture that's on the grass.
And that is called strike number 3.
I don't know.
And Giles County gets out of this inning. 18-2 is our score as California plates 5 in this inning. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series of the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, Don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
18-2 is our score. Westchester, California, all over Giles County, Tennessee right now as we go into the bottom of the fourth inning. And we talked about this earlier, but there is, in fact, a 10-run rule that could come into effect.
After 5, and Giles County will get this at bat and at least one more. And they're not going to give up. No give up. No give up. They, you're down 16, but keep battling.
Jason Hamilton now at the dish for Giles County as he comes in for Dallin Harris. Quickly 0-1.
And I hope, like I've said, I hope the coaches and the parents really pick these players up because I haven't seen any of them hanging their head too much. I haven't seen any. Of course, they're down a little bit, but I haven't seen them really showing a lot of emotion, negative emotion, and that's good.
And Hamilton goes down on strikes. Another strikeout for Galvin. They've got a lot to be proud of. I mean,
Absolutely.
They won state.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not, and it's something these kids will remember for the rest of their lives. They've got, they've taken part in all these activities. They got one more game left to play. Let's not forget that. They play again tomorrow. They can make some noise, and I still believe that they belong here. That's no question. I think they're a very fine ball club, very well coached. Just had a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone at times tonight with some of their pitching, but other than that, they've played a really good game, and they're a great team.
Ben Peoples is now batting for Giles County. 2 balls, 1 strike. The lefty twirling the bat around, swings through the second strike.
And at this point, when you come up to the bat, you can't look at the scoreboard. You just got to think individually, I've got to get a hit. You got to think about yourself. And you don't want to be selfish, but as Johnny Bench said the other night in his speech, it's a very individual sport. You do your job, and that's all you can do. You can't make the guy next to you catch his ball or get a base hit. You can do your job. So each individual kid has got to do his job at this point. Just get a hit. Just get on base, whatever it does.
Galvin wind up and deliver. And that ball is chopped. And it's going to stay fair, and Peoples is going to be out. Hits it to the first baseman. He will step on the bag. And that is 2 outs.
And anything at this point that's close, strike zone-wise, foul-wise, fair-wise, it's going to be called favorably to whatever ends the game the quickest.
You got to kind of feel that way.
It is. And, the home plate umpire,
it's not going to be anything egregious, obviously.
No, but, that last, even though it benefited Giles County, that last strike that he called a strike 3 was
pretty questionable.
Very, very questionable. But, hey, I don't think anybody here.
Nobody's complaining. Not with 18-2.
And this game going on 3 hours, and just down the bottom of the fourth.
We're at about 2.5 hours now. We'll be at 3 hours probably before we're done. As Irwin looks at strike number 1. He is in at catcher and now batting.
We were here at 8:30 this morning in prep. Actually, it's before that, wasn't it? It was 7:30.
As that ball is lifted behind our broadcast position, right over our head and into the
see some more tweets
midway
coming
area.
up. Cheering on the Giles County faithful. That's awesome that they're saying, come
That's
on,
great.
guys, just still rooting for their team.
We've got the hitters to close this gap.
That's right.
And Irwin grounds to second, on to first, and that is out number 3. 18-2 is our score as California leads over East Tennessee. Top of the fifth coming up. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story & Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story & Lee.
We know when we come into Story & Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story & Lee.
Story & Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
5 runs in the first, 5 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third, and 5 runs in the fourth has put California up 18-2, and they are throwing a combined no-hitter between Glenn Gardner and Galvin, Fabian Galvin. And that's where we are right now as we enter the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, we've got a tweet from Ken Foster from California. There's a hit.
As Morales rips one into left field.
He
for a
says
single.
The Westchester players has a raw patch on their sleeve, and it stands for Richard Allen Webb. And Richard Allen Webb helped build the program through dedication and care. Passed away, but his contributions to the Westchester Babe Ruth cannot be overlooked. And that was from a listener, Ken Foster from California, sent that to us. So we appreciate that tweet. And
that's a nice tribute.
It is a nice tribute. And, man, I tell you what, there's a lot of people that's helped build Babe Ruth programs, and people, selfishly gave a lot of spare time. Alan Betts, his kid, Chess, has long since stopped playing baseball. In fact, Chess has already graduated.
And Fortin is hit by a pitch.
And is a baseball coach himself. And Alan still dedicates a lot of time to this tournament. He's the president of the World Series this year, and he was inducted into the Babe Ruth Hall of Fame earlier this week. There's guys like that all over the country. It's not just Allen or anybody else. There's a lot of people that gave their life.
And this event here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, is 2 years in the making.
Yeah. And a lot of work went into this.
A lot of work went into it, and it looks like we've got another pitching change. So let's take this break. 18-2 is our score. California leading over Eastern Tennessee. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown, where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real.
We got a new pitcher in. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee. And Lawrence and Giles County, call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. Yeah, Giles County has a new pitcher, and that is number 25. And number 25 pitching for Giles County is Bryce Gibson.
Yeah, we've told everybody about everybody else's Twitter but our own.
Oh, yeah.
You can follow us. Myself at Cam Mashburn. I don't know your Twitter, Kevin. You got
at
a new
KK Voice Guy.
At KK Voice Guy. Easy enough. So Kevin does a lot of voice work, a lot of radio DJing, and as you probably can guess by his voice.
There is a grounder that is mishandled by the shortstop, and that will go down as an error. Young not able to come up with that one. And Gervais is on for his third time tonight.
Batters the catcher, number 3, Kennedy Gillen.
Kennedy Guillen now batting for Westchester. Kennedy was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, has struck out, singled, and reached his last time as well.
This could potentially be the last at bat for Westchester. Giles County can get out of this inning. They get one more shot to close the gap. 18-2.
And there is a passed ball, and we see some of that good sportsmanship again. Adrian Morales could have easily scored on that, but he opts to stay at third as the score is 18-2 in the top of the fifth.
There's a lot of people that's been here all day for this tournament, working the fields, calling the games. I know our producer, JP Plant, has been here all day. We've been in and out. We've been here most of the day. I went home for about an hour and caught some shut-eye and hugged my kid for a little bit, and I think you did the same. And
yep.
But we were all back up here ready to go.
And there is a strikeout.
Good job.
Bryce Gibson records a K on Kennedy Guillen. One away, top of the fifth inning, bases are still loaded as Max Sterner comes to the dish. Swing and a miss.
Now, let's not forget about our bat boys. You know, some of these kids that are local bat boys for these teams that they've provided for them, some of them are probably 7 and under. And this is probably well past their bedtime, I'm assuming.
Quickly 0-2 to Max Sterner.
I'd say there's probably 90% of the people up here is well past their bedtime.
And there is a shot back through the middle by Max Sterner. And coming in to score is Adrian Morales. And that makes the score 19-2 here in the top of the fifth.
That was a curveball that just hung up. Didn't quite get down like he needed it to. He took advantage of it.
One away. That ball is high.
Batters Mateo Camano.
He's wanting another ball. He didn't like that one. Maybe a little wet. Can't get on top of it like he wants to. If there's a 24-hour restaurant in Lawrenceburg or Giles County, I guarantee you it will be busy after this one.
There's a grounder to short, on to second for one out. On to first, not in time to get the double play, but Fortin does come in to score. Making the score 20-2. Ryan Gervais does go to third base. First and third, 2 away.
There's that generous strike zone once again. To no complaint from the patrons here in attendance. The crowd for Giles County is still hanging on. A few of them have left, but for the majority, they have stuck around and still cheering on their team and their kids, and that's very good of them.
Fabian Galvin at the dish.
On the Westchester side, a lot of the host parents are still here. Of course, we haven't talked about the host parents any. We've talked about everything else, it seems like, in this one.
I tell you what, that is a lot. For these host parents to let some of these kids stay with them help take care of them, that's something.
Yeah, and basically what that is, if you're not familiar with the host parent, is basically they get wherever the tournament, the World Series is being hosted, they have the parents, local parent or local families to host kids of the teams. So even our mayor, Keith Durham, has a family from California, and he's sitting over here in the stands now, taking in this one, and he's got a family staying. A lot of the families here, of course, have been vested, by the people in control. So it's mostly it's mostly really good family. It has to be a good family, and they do a home inspection, all that things to make sure it's good living conditions. So they're not just putting them anywhere.
Right.
And a lot of the families are they're responsible for a lot of the meals, all the transportation to and from practice in the ballpark, and I've talked to a few of the host families, and they've gained friends for life.
Still got some tweets coming out, and we certainly appreciate that. Hashtag BRWS15.
At this point, Paige Luna,
so proud of her former Giles students.
At this point, if you're still listening to the game and want to tweet us, send us a picture of your droggy face. That's what I want to see.
As there is a shot lifted into right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and Gervais will come in to score, and trotting into third is Mateo Camano, and that will make the score 21-2.
So, yeah, if you want to tweet us at X Sports Radio or the hashtag BRWS15, take some of your droggy face pictures, because I know you're tired. California, you're probably not. It's just now 10 o'clock in California. Some of you probably just now getting in from dinner. Late dinner, that is. I guess in Los Angeles you probably do eat a late dinner. Around here, the restaurants start filling up with your senior citizens around 4 o'clock.
High fly ball, and camping underneath it is Young for Giles County, recording the third out. And they will come to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning and try to get back into this thing. 21-2 is our score. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
They say time is money, and if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Miguel Hayes will lead things off, and Miguel Hayes, in only his third at-bat, he has walked his first two plate appearances as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. And Giles County trailing 21-2 at the hands of Westchester, California.
We'll go over our game schedule for tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Central Daylight Time. Mid-Atlantic takes on Midwest Plains. Also at 12 o'clock, Pacific Northwest and Pacific Southwest. So that'd be Montana and California will play at 12 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Tomorrow at 2:30, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee will take on Ohio Valley at 2:30 Central Daylight Time. Also at Central 2:30 Daylight Time, Pulaski will take on Southwest Regional champs, which is Texas.
There's a ball handled by Fortin, but or check that Gervais, who is playing third base now, but he cannot corral that, and the runner will score, or advanced first base will Miguel Hayes.
And then at 5 o'clock tomorrow, we've got Southeast Region versus the Southwest Region. So you've got Texas and Massachusetts playing at 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, also Pacific Northwest and Giles County. At 7:30, you've got New England and Mid-Atlantic.
There's a tapper right in front of the catcher's position, handled by the pitcher. 4 and out, on to first for the out.
Also at 7:30 tomorrow, you've got Midwest Plains and Ohio Valley. It's a lot of games tomorrow, 8 total.
Blade Matthews coming to the dish. Blade reached on a fielder's choice and flew out his last time at bat. And Giles County officially has their first hit. I guess they gave Miguel Hayes a hit on that shot over to third.
Yeah, appears they did.
He likely would have beat it out anyway. And there's a line shot. There's something positive. That's a gap shot right there from Blade Matthews. He's on to second, and a run will score. Coming in to score is Miguel Hayes. 21-3.
Yeah, here we go.
You know, take the positive out of this.
That's
Just
exactly
go up there,
right.
make some contact, and Blade Matthews ripped that ball into left center field and went all the way to the wall.
Yeah, that's 2 hits this inning. That's the first 2 hits of the game for Giles County. The no-hitter is over, which is great for Giles County. You know, if you're California, you're hoping to polish that off, but hey, you've got a 21-3 lead.
That will go down for a double for Blade Matthews. And there's a shot back through the middle, but it's going to be handled by the shortstop Morales. On to first to get the out. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Batters number 30, Mac Young.
Mac Young is the last remaining hope to keep this game alive for Giles County as they trail 21-3, and the 10-run rule could come into effect here if they are not able to get back within 10 runs.
You know what? Giles County actually has 2 more games left.
Yeah, each team plays each
4.
other at least once. And so, yeah, they have 4 games total within the division.
That's right. So they have 2 games remaining, so they can make some noise still.
You know, but like you talked about, if you end up 2-2 even, that's going to be difficult to make it to the single elimination round.
Yeah, it is. 2 losses is all but guaranteed you're not going to advance. Now, anything can happen. There's some weird thing, but the run differentials comes into play. Runs given up does come into play with some of that, and that does affect it. So chances are Giles County will be guaranteed 2 more, and that will be all of their World Series.
Appreciate these tweets.
Yeah.
Someone that says, that's my cousin, Fabian. Fabian Galvin, number 20. Flores deals. And it will be called strike 3, and that is the ball game, folks. 21-3, Westchester all over this Giles County team. Giles County just did not have the pitching. to compete with these guys.
Not tonight. It was just a little bit off. That's all you can say about it. It was just a little off at times. He struggled with location.
We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and recap this game in just a moment. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X-Sports Radio Network and X-Sports TV.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Our score, final 21-3. Westchester, California defeating Giles County, Tennessee. Giles County falls to 0-2 in the Babe Ruth World Series. And Westchester, California evens their record up at one game each. And the Cocina Real, sorry about that, hit my glasses on the microphone. The Cocina Real play of the game goes to Joe Fortin, who there was a pop-up over by the, actually right on top of the Babe Ruth World Series logo. He lost his footing, fell flat on his butt, was still able to make the play. A runner tried to advance from Giles County. He has the wherewithal to wing it over to second base and get the runner out at second base. And that is our Cocina Real play of the game. The Cocina Real play of the game brought to you by, of course, Cocina Real, the home of authentic Mexican taste. The first volunteer player of the game is going to be Fabian Galvin, who really came in and shut it down. I mean, Giles County wasn't being too productive anyway, but he came in and really shut things down.
He did, and he had some really funky movement late. I only was hitting about 71, 73 on the gun, but still, nonetheless, very effective at throwing these Giles County hitters off balance.
Yeah, that's the first volunteer player of the game. The U-Save Car and Truck save of the game, and we're going to go ahead and give it to Fabian Galvin as well for coming in and pitching like he pitched against this Giles County team who won the state championship for Tennessee, so it's not an easy feat for him to come in and shut him down like he did, but he did so, and the U-Save Car and Truck save of the game goes to Fabian Galvin. U-Save Car and Truck Rental, where you always have a choice. U-Save Car and Truck Rental, the official rental car company of the X-Sports Radio Network and the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Tomorrow we're going to get things started early, noon Central Daylight Time, and as Cam mentioned a little while ago, we've got the teams coming out, and both teams coming out from it's the Pacific Northwest or Southwest that's going to be playing. Let me
I have to find that on Game Changer, but the schedule's been altered. The games with the rain we've had the last few days, the games that were originally scheduled for tonight will air tomorrow starting at 12 o'clock.
We've got on the Denver Trap Field, it'll be the Pacific Northwest team against the Pacific Southwest team, which will be Montana and California. And on our field, the Tom Cruise Field, we'll be broadcasting that game tomorrow starting at noon Central Time. It's the Middle Atlantic team against the Midwest Plains team, and we are happy to bring that game to you.
Yeah.
And that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Once again, our final Eastern Tennessee falling at the hands of Westchester, California, 21-3. For Ricky Nelson, for Bethany Nelson, for our technical director, Ricky Lee Nelson, for Nick Moore, Ben Methvin, all the cast and crew,
the guys at the station. We haven't mentioned them.
Oh, goodness. Where would we be without the guys at the station?
I think Paula Walker.
Zach Wright, Paula Walker,
Ben Luna.
Ben Luna. All the folks doing a great job in making this broadcast possible. It's certainly a team effort.
It really is. A lot of people.
We will be back tomorrow on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV. For Cam Mashburn, I'm Kevin Kilpatrick. Have a good night.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.